No one used Pythagoras' theorem to find the hypotenuse. Pause the video and have a go at example 2 and 3. Okay, Pythagoras' theorem states that the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the shorter two sides. So on the left hand side you can see here we've got a triangle. It's 3 is the base, 4 is the height, and then the hypotenuse would be this one here, which we can see is 5. If you square this side 3, you get 3 squared, indicated by the 3 by 3 square, which makes 9. This side is 4 long, so if you did 4 squared, that would give you a square of side length 4 by 4. That gives you 16 squares. And then the side here of length 5, it would just, if you did 5 squared, that's a square of length 5 by 5, gives you 25 squares. And the relationship you'll notice is that the 3 squared, the 9, plus the 4 squared, 16, gives you 25, which is the number of squares on the hypotenuse. Or the square on the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares on the shorter two sides. Now we use the word hypotenuse, remember it's the longest side, and then the other two sides you can just call them the short sides, or you can label them A and B. Doesn't really matter what you call them as long as they are not the hypotenuse. And generally we can use the formula then that the hypotenuse squared is equal to A squared plus B squared. A is the short side and B is the short side. That's Pythagoras' theorem. It might be worth memorizing. Well, you should obviously memorize this here and maybe even be able to say that the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the shorter two sides. Example 2 then. We've got a right angled triangle and we have to find x, y. X to y is opposite the right angle. It's the longest side, so it's the hypotenuse. To find it, we can use Pythagoras' theorem. The hypotenuse squared is equal to the sum of the squares on the shorter two sides. So one of the short sides is 9, and the other short side is 12. So the hypotenuse squared would be equal to 81 plus 144. And then that will give you your 225. The hypotenuse then, if you know what h squared is, to get h on its own, you've got to reverse the squaring process, which is to find the square root. So we square root 225 and we get 15. And the units are centimetres. Example 3. In the rectangle ABCD, AB is 7, BC is 4. Find AC. Let's draw this out. A, B, C, D. AB is 7, BC is 4. We have to find AC. And I'll just actually maybe highlight, we've got there a right angled triangle. We've got A to B to C. So yes, there's a rectangle, but there's also a right angled triangle there. With AC being the hypotenuse, it's the longest side. So we can label it H for the hypotenuse. If we want to find it out, we can use Pythagoras' theorem then. H squared equals A squared plus B squared. So the hypotenuse squared would be, and the short sides are the 7 and the 4. Doesn't matter which way round they are. 7 squared plus 4 squared. That's 49 plus 16. And that gives you 65. Now, like the last question, if we want to get h, we have to square root it. Now, 65 is not a square number. 64 is, so it's going to be slightly bigger than the square root of 64. The square root of 64 is 8. So the square root of 65 is 8.06. And then doing that to 2 decimal places. A check in both of those is to see, does the size of your answer make sense? Sorry, I forgot my centimetres in there. I should have included my units. So the hypotenuse, remember, is the longest side. So in example 2, it should be bigger than 9 and 12, and it is, it's 15. And in example 3, it should be bigger than 4 and 7, which it is, it's 8.06. So remember, the hypotenuse is the longest side.